Okay, but nah, let's get right back to the topics, right? Obviously, the NBA season is winding down. Teams are starting to take shape. Teams are starting to, With all that being said, through injuries, through current play, whatever external reason, right? Internal, external reason. Who do you think right now, or going into playoffs, is the most dangerous play-in team?
To me, I think there's really. I do think. Well, actually, there is actually 4 of them. I think, and I think equally as important. There's 2 in the East and there's 2 in the West. Really,
Okay, start with the East for me.
in the East, I'll say the 2 dangerous ones, especially with Joel Embiid being back now officially. If you guys are watching this, Joel will officially been back, and Philly has to be. I think. Well, Joel Embiid being back, Philly has to be one that you can't sleep on now, because ain't no one in the league really that can guard him.
Yeah.
All right, and then as always, Miami is always going to be that team that you just don't know. Like, you just don't know much about them, because for some reason it turns out like in the playoffs they always just turn something on. Like, they have this switch that they just literally just turn on and they're just hitting the spot. So that is, I think those 2 right there are the ones in the East that I will be worried about. But the biggest one has to be probably Philly, since Joel coming back and stuff. We know he can drop.
Okay.
If he wants to, he can drop 40 a night.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so let's stay on the East, right? Of course, it's better to be more specific, East and West, because obviously, it's 2 different situations. I agree with Miami and Philly. I would say, in my opinion, the most dangerous probably is Philly, because I don't think I don't blame. I know people, it's easy to blame Harden and everything for last year, but I don't think Embiid's been at the same level. I think he's been even crazier, even higher, right? And now I feel like they're in a more. I'm not saying James Harden made this environment bad or whatever it was, but I think they're in a more. It's just easier to breathe, I feel like everybody kind of has their roles more figured out, and it seems like there's a more happy environment in Philadelphia. Obviously, we're not in the inner circles or anything, but
Tobias also seems like he's found a little better.
Maxey's taking the jump. You get contributions from a guy like Nick Batum, Paul Reed, Kelly Oubre. So everybody kind of has their role, right? I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like Philadelphia, Miami, I don't think that's a team. I agree, of course, they're always dangerous. But in my opinion,
I think teams could match up with Miami, I think you're trying to say. I don't know that many teams that can match up.
Well, yes, that is true, but that's not what I was trying to say. I was saying, I just feel like Philly has that extra, Joel was out right now. Joel was out right now, and they were still, competing in games. When he was there, they were competing they can compete with anybody, any game.
They were top 3 team when he's
Miami, there. I just don't know. Yes, I agree. They turn up playoff time. But I feel like Miami, they don't. I don't know if that's a team you can rely on season in, season out. Okay, it's playoff time. They're just gonna turn it up. They'll be good.
I feel you.
So Philly, I think, is more the way they look this season. Miami hasn't. They've shown spurts, but Philadelphia has actually shown us that they actually could be a good team. They just obviously had injuries. Miami has not put together a whole spurt where they're okay, this team looks like a good team.
I get that. I completely get that. But we've seen time and time again, when Miami steps into the playoffs, they're their mentality changes. They're a different team.
Yes.
Making it to the finals 2 times in the past 4 years?
Yeah.
Twice in the past 4.
Four,
all right, so they made it in the bubble
last year. They
made it last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so and I doubt that anyone actually picked them to win any of those series that they actually did win.
Fair,
but I think also with Miami is I think teams in the East could match up with them in a way. I think the Bucks could match up with them, the Knicks could match up with them, low-key, the Pacers could match up with them. The Cavs could match up with them. with Philly,
So here's the thing.
I feel like there's like in order to match up with them, you gotta be able to stop Embiid.
Yeah.
And MVP Embiid, you can't really
Healthy
guard him.
Embiid, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna lie though. For the West, like right now, okay, the playing situation is Phoenix, Sacramento, the Lakers, and the Warriors.
Right.
Obviously, you know, the whole Houston thing, Houston's now 2 games back, so maybe it's trying to separate, but whatever. Those 4 teams, Phoenix, Sacramento, Lakers, Warriors.
I don't.
I think any of them are. I think all of them are dangerous. I don't think it's like the East where, if it's the Hawks or Bulls, they're facing Milwaukee or Boston.
To me, I think 3 of them are really dangerous. I'm not. I don't see what you see in Golden State. Maybe I ain't.
So here's the thing. If that's your argument, why can't I say the same thing for the Heat? Because the Heat haven't shown that much either this year.
They've shown.
Golden State has shown spurts just like Miami has. But yet, you think that Miami's dangerous. Golden State won a championship 3 years ago.
Right, and who did they have coming off the bench that was
Jordan Poole
actively scoring? Okay,
but,
and who did they have now scoring
team,
off
though.
the bench?
It's a different team, though.
Exactly, it's a different team, so that's why.
But I'm saying it's a different team, but borderline a lot of the same core.
It's a Clay that hasn't really found. Like, legit hasn't really found his shooting range or his form yet.
Okay. Kuminga.
I doubt that he's going to find it that season. Kuminga's too inconsistent sometimes.
I don't think he's inconsistent.
Inconsistent. Draymond Green. You don't know if you're getting 4 minutes or you're getting 30 plus. We love you, by the way, Draymond, but like you can't leave our boy Steph. You can't leave our boy Steph out on the court like that. Almost in tears. You just can't. You just can't do that, man. Especially at this point in time where these are pivotal games coming up, and you need to be on the court to help Steph out. He needs as much help as possible.
Okay.
And I don't think. Reason why I don't think also is once again the matchup situation here. All right.
Let's say they get.
They're getting LA. They're getting the Lakers. The Lakers are staying that 9th seed.
So
they're getting the Lakers at home.
Well, the Lakers are 1 game behind Sacramento and 1.5 behind Phoenix, right?
Right, but then the tiebreaker with Sacramento, they swept us.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They swept us this season.
I don't know who else is, but
Sabonis, man.
I don't know
who
else is, but
I think also Sabonis is also
underrated. Very underrated. But Warriors. Okay, they could beat. Let's say they get Sacramento or the Lakers. You're telling me that they can't beat. It's 1 game, that 9-10
Kings
game.
maybe, but I don't see them beating the Kings. The reason I'm saying the Kings is because I don't think Draymond ain't gonna let Sabonis do whatever he wants to do, like he's been doing to AD.
Yeah,
Draymond's not letting that happen.
But I feel like it's weird saying that. But I don't know. AD should be a better matchup for him, but I feel like Draymond kind of matches up a little bit better.
AD's 10-0.
No, 0-10.
He's 0-10 against Sabonis. At this point, I can't rely on that. So please, we can't face Sacramento, please.
Yeah.
But matchup wise, I think the Lakers could beat. The Lakers will beat the Warriors if they face each other.
I don't think so.
They will.
But
100%.
okay, so let's just say, for example, right? If it was to say the way it was, Phoenix 7, Sacramento 8, Lakers 9, Golden State 10, who would be the 7 and 8 to you? Who would get in?
Okay, so with that, I think
that means
the Suns.
I think
the Suns beat the Kings, so I think they'll get the 7th seed. Then I think the Lakers will beat Golden State, and then it's a toss up between. I think that's actually the game that AD's gonna show out.
You know,
AD's gonna drop a 40.
I'm trying to
20.
Okay.
Like 5 blocks that game.
Okay, maybe in Cancun. Maybe in Cancun. So
he's not gonna be in Cancun. He's gonna be in LA.
Maybe in Cancun.
In LA.
But honestly, I think it's gonna be Phoenix and Golden State.
For what? 7 and 8?
No. Sorry. I think Sacramento gets the 7.
Okay.
And I think Golden State, Phoenix
Golden State's not beating the Lakers.
It's gonna be that 8 seed game.
Beating the Lakers.
You know why I think it's gonna be that too? For some reason, look, Phoenix has been inconsistent. Sacramento has been. I think people are a little. I think Sacramento is in an unlucky situation of like a.
They're just that team that we just see in the playoffs. We don't see anything past the first round.
Well, here's the thing. I just think that the West has gotten better.
It has
this year. Last year when they were very good, but I don't think the West, like for example, Phoenix maybe or Minnesota wasn't as good or whoever, OKC, whatever. I think the West has just gotten better.
Right.
So I think
the Kings found out also. I feel like once again with the same, they're in the same boat as the Warriors. Kings and Warriors are in the same boat. Size. Mm-hmm. They don't really have size. Your biggest guy is Sabonis, who's what 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, 6'10".
Yeah, 6'9", 6'10". In the West, you got guys like Anthony Davis, who's what almost 7 foot, 6'11", 7 foot. You still got Nurkic on the other side, Phoenix-wise. Nurkic, Golden State's biggest guy is Kevon Looney, and
he don't even play like
he
that.
don't play like that.
Yeah.
And I thought last year we saw a different version of him than we are seeing this year. This year I thought would be that year that he took a step.
20 rebounds in the playoffs, and then next thing he's not playing.
I thought this year he was gonna take another step forward. So
maybe they're saving him though, because he does look like a guy that like he's a little wobbly. He don't.
Yeah, but you need
his legs are starting to.
But like you need the momentum heading into the like. You
There's
can't
still
just.
some time.
There are some players that can, like, flip that switch and be 100% for the playoffs. I don't think a role player is that type of player that can do that for you.
Okay, that's fair. Nah, but I do think that Golden State. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna be heartbroken.
Well, I think
Golden State.
I think OKC locks in that first spot, and then I think the Lakers get that 8th spot. It's gonna be a Lakers versus OKC thing.
Okay, so speaking of OKC, then obviously Shea is, if not the MVP, right there.
At least, yeah, he's in the conversation. He's top 3, at least the top 3, top 2.
So, but
you're saying top 3 with respect, but I think he's probably one of the leading candidates. It's him.
Top 3 is one of the leading
candidates. No.
Whatever.
As in like, I don't say top 3 because I don't really think there's a third. Really, I think it's really just 2 guys. It's just it's really it's Jokic and Shea at this point. I'm just saying top 3 just to be, just to sound fair to people.
Nah, but honestly, obviously you see Shea is.
Nah, he's
right. OKC looks legit.
Yeah.
And right now, man, OKC is the 1 seed. Obviously, Denver's the 2, Minnesota the 3. But Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, they've been here all season. They've been right there. It's Denver that just started creeping in. But Minnesota and OKC been here all season.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button to see when we upload.
Thank you for your support. We'll see you guys next time.